Hello, beautiful people. Who are those online? If you're online, let me just see your emoji or any sign to show that you are online. If you're online, just let me see. Oh my God. I have my second phone here so that I can control the chats. The phone is far away from me. Hi, Bariza. Hi, Thuli. Thanks. Thanks so much. Let's see how many people will be on live. Please like this video if you haven't liked it yet. Like this video. Today we are not sewing. We just want to also talk about relocation because that's what most persons are interested in now. People are looking for greener pastures, and on this channel I do varieties. If you watch the channel, I do varieties, um, lifestyle vlogs and the rest, but more of this relocation because once I get an idea, I love to share it with people. And I also started talking about this because of my experience in the past. I was ignorant of so many things, and I was scammed, let me call it scammed, by so-called agencies. And that's why I said I will be doing this at least to help some of my brothers and sisters that are interested in trying to relocate. Please, if you are live, just like this video. I'm not going to spend more than an hour, so I'll just be starting straight. I believe most of you have seen the thumbnail. Excuse me. You've seen the thumbnail, though I've done a video like that on this channel, but I wanted to talk more about it. And this is also an avenue. Yes, my sister is in the house. Yes, Japa stuff. So I've done this video previously on this channel, but I just want to come live because most persons want to ask me one-on-one question. Disclaimer, please. I'm not an immigration agent. I'm not an immigration expert. Most of the things you see me or hear me say on this channel is more of research. I am subscribed to so many immigration news, so I know I get first-hand information. And so far, so good. I don't think anybody has been misinformed, yeah, with my videos. Yes. So we are here to help ourselves. Please, if you are on this live, please like this live. So I wrote out some things, and most of us want to know how to immigrate, and most of you know what happened recently about, let me call it UK saga. Where the Prime Minister said, "Hi, Debbie's Kitchen, thanks for joining." The UK saga, in case you are not aware, that students will no longer be able to bring in their dependents as from next year, January 2024. But they exempted some set of persons or some set of people, maybe those doing PhD or doing research work. I stand to be corrected, but I believe um, that was what they said. So meaning, as from next year 2024, if you are coming as an international student, hi Morimo, if you are coming as an international student to the UK, as from next year, you will not be able to bring in your dependents. It may interest you to know that I actually came in as a dependent into the UK. Just imagine my husband was here and I'm still in my home country. it will not be interesting. So now, in a way, they are trying to, will I say, separate people for a while. I don't know how long it's going to last actually. Okay, Maureen, but that's what it is now. And just of recent, I also heard that to get your ILR, if I'm not wrong, that is your indefinite leave to remain, it's no longer 5 years. We all know that when you come to UK, you don't just become a permanent resident, or you don't become a citizen immediately, especially if you come as a student. It takes a while for you to become a permanent resident, as from 5 years, at least 5 years and above. It could be more than. But now they've pushed it to 8 years. And because of that, most people are losing hope in trying to come into the UK. And I've also heard so many fraudulent acts in terms of those trying to get their certificate of sponsorship. I don't really do much about UK japa japa, but at least I reside in the UK, so I know, I have a little idea. Okay, please, if you're online, just put your thumbs up emoji. But thanks, Agalabri. Okay, thanks for joining my life. So today's level now, because as soon as UK brought in that law, it was not up to 1 week. Canada brought up their own release that work permit can now be extended, or there's now an extension of work permit. 8 years is too, my brother, is too much. 8 years is too much. And who even know, maybe it's just 8 years, it could even be more than 8 years. Even the 5 years, people have been complaining. That is why when you come to give birth in the UK, it's not a guarantee that the child will be a citizen immediately. But it's not like that with Canada. I will talk about Canada because I know at least little about Canada. In Canada, you can actually become a permanent resident outside of Canada. You don't, that is, you don't necessarily have to relocate into Canada to become a permanent resident. Right from your home country, you can do your application and the rest, and you become a permanent resident. But it's not like that with UK. So most people are now deviating, they are now diverting, they are now looking towards Canada. And maybe tomorrow or this night, I'll be uploading a video because May 26th, yes, so Canada is yours. Yes, I can't wait to be your next door neighbor, Oyenike. May 26th, Canada released an update that there is now an extension of work permit or spousal visa. So as soon as UK close the door, or they will be closing the door January 2024, Canada is opening the way. If you watch my video 2 videos back, I said when one way closes, another one opens. If you know, you know. Although I didn't mention UK or anything, but most people understood what I was trying to explain. Just 4 or 5 days after the release, they also came up, hi Savik. Just 4 or 5 days after the release, they brought up another one, that if you can get a valid job in Canada as a visitor, you can become a permanent resident. I know it's, people will be like, how can you become a permanent resident as a visitor? It is legal. There's nothing like I'm trying to paint it. It's on their website. If you apply as a visitor, in case you did not watch that video, and if while you are doing your visiting, you get a valid job, you can actually get your work permit that can make you apply for permanent residency. So you can just see how interesting this whole thing is. Everything is just happening. Thank you very much. So everything is just happening back to back. So people are seizing the opportunity. So for those that want to check that way, like, oh, people are moving to Canada, and Canada is a very stable country. Within 3 years, you can actually become a citizen as a permanent resident. Yes, within 3 years. If you don't travel out of the country within your first 3 years. Within 3 years, you should get your permanent residency. Oh, sorry, your citizenship. So there are different ways you can actually relocate to Canada. Who is interested in knowing the ways? And currently, they've made the whole thing more simplified, like opening many routes, more routes, so that if this one doesn't work, this will work. And some of the routes does not even require you spending a dime. When I say spending a time, maybe you will just spend little or no money. That's just some of the routes actually, because they understand that most persons are scratching, most persons are, now they are managing. Some of these routes don't require you having money. Hope you guys are hearing. Because when people hear Canada, 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 they'll be thinking, oh, it's all about money. Yes, there's a route in which you will take, you will really spend because you will need your proof of fund. But there are some routes you don't need to have money. The employer will pay your expenses and the rest. So how many of you understand French very well? Let me start by asking that, because that's also another way I want to really know if people are really interested. How many of you understand French? Like you can communicate in French, you can write in French. Like if an exam comes now, okay, I will gist you. I have everything. My book is here, but I just want to make us ginger. I want us to be in the spirit. How many of you understand French? Okay. Oyenike says she's learning small, small. I don't. What I'm asking is that um a new a new release. There was a new release May 31st, and it is called Targeted Express Entry. Although it was proposed in January 8th this year that they will be launching the Targeted Express Entry. What that means is that if you have any skill targeted, they are not going to assess you based on every other thing, but they will assess you based on one thing. If it's maybe you want to go as a French person, that is how you'll be judged, and you will just provide document to support it that you understand French. If you want to go, it's actually STEM. If you want to go as a mathematics person, if you want to go as an engineer, so they've streamlined it. That's what they call targeted express entry. Although I've not read what I have here, I'm just trying to tell you the recent updates, how people are now considering moving. So if you targeted express entry, you will be assessed based on a particular category. Okay, so that's what is reigning now. People are seizing the opportunity. Man, okay, I think there is carpenter. If you're a carpenter, if you're a welder, I hope I'm not missing it. If you're a plumber, yes, if you're a plumber, if you are into agriculture, if you're into agri-food, is targeted. You can, he said bonjour, bonjour. It's only bonjour you understand. It's only bonjour. I have little idea. Like if a French person is speaking, I can pick one or two. I can pick one or two, but I've not had the opportunity to really study French actually. So comment ça va, Agalabri? So without wasting much time, I'll just be reading through the routes one can immigrate, but I will explain the basic five according to my thumbnail. 5 ways you can. Actually, Oyenika, I was confused. I thought you wanted to say Boju. But when I tried to use my brain to arrange it, that was when I knew it was actually saying bonjour. Okay, so I'll just be reading out the ways you can immigrate. Then I will now focus on 5 of the ways you can immigrate to Canada. How many of you want to hear it? Maybe somebody may just have a change of mind and say, oh, I think let me consider it. Even if you don't want to become a permanent person, you can just go visit. You can just come and visit and go. Hi, Joanne. You can just visit and go. I visited Canada last year. I only spent 6 days. Just 6 days. You can just visit and go. If you have been watching my channel, you will always see where I say I enjoy traveling. I enjoy traveling a lot because I learn through traveling, and traveling makes me relaxed. Thank you, Joanne. Traveling makes me relax. So if my head is too full and I relax, maybe I just lodge in an hotel, at least my brain will be out of stress for a while. So I know some people are always saying I love my country and all that. Nobody is saying you should not love your country, but you can just move out, because sometimes if you don't go out, you don't learn. You don't learn at all. It is what you know. So first is via express entry. Express entry is the commonest of them all. That is the commonest way you can actually immigrate to Canada, because the express entry is broad. It has tentacles. I will not explain everything. I will just read through. Then later we'll focus on the top 5 ways people are immigrating to Canada or can migrate to Canada. Me, I love my country. I love Nigeria so well. I miss the food. I miss my family. I miss my siblings. I saw them last when they saw me off to the airport. I miss so many things about my country, but that does not mean I can always come back. You understand? I can always go back to my country for visit, but most of all this relocation stuff is for better life for our kids. For our kids, where who will sponsor me? Because hi Joanne, it's not all the routes that need sponsor. It's not all the routes that needs you to have money. You can actually go to Canada even with 100,000 naira. I'm not trying to blab. It's not all about money at all. And that is what that reminds me. I don't advise people to use agents because of the experience I've had in the past. This so-called jackpot thing is well explained on their site. Just that most of us are too lazy to read. By God's grace, there are some people I have helped by the grace of God to arrange their documents. About 5 of them are in Canada. Even before I traveled there, they got there before me. I saw hell in the hands of agents. Some of them are agents of darkness, all those scammers. One day I will shey you dey whine me. I'm not whining you, Joanne. Maybe after this life we'll talk. I'm not whining you, I'm for real. Some of those agents are from the pit of hell. Before you pay them, they will be talking nicely. As soon as you pay them, they will tell you I'm busy, I'm busy. And the painful thing is that most of them don't know it. If what I know now about all these things, yes, we'll talk. If what I know now about all this jackpot thing, I knew it, I wouldn't have used an agent, because at the end of the day, we were still the one that I wrote to government of Canada. I wrote to them. I said I'm in the UK. I need my visa. You understand? You know these Oyinbo people, they are not as strict as we take. I just wrote to them. I said, how far? I hope this mail meets you well. I applied. I've not heard from you. Under 24 hours. Under 24 hours, they sent me a mail. Before you know it, they asked me to send my passport. And that was it. That was how we got our permanent residency. So I am in UK, but I'm a permanent resident of Canada. So it's like I share dual personality. I'm waiting for my body to officially get there. You get there. Canada is a place to visit. Canada is very spacious. The few days I spent there, I enjoyed myself. Let me not talk too much. So I said the first one is via express entry. The second one is via family sponsorship. I think that's where Joanne will come in. Yes, you can go through express entry. I will explain that later because that's the major part. But I don't want to. Once I start it, I won't be able to say the rest. Somebody can actually, yes. So I can be a citizen of UK. Of course, I'm a citizen of Nigeria, and I can still be a citizen of Canada. And when you're a citizen of Canada, you can actually go. There are some countries you can actually go visa free if you're you understand all those things. But once you just get there, it said let's apply for you can do what they call these people. Is it mission agents or what they call it? So somebody can actually sponsor you, maybe your brother. Let's assume your brother is living there. The person can sponsor you. I'm trying to explain the routes by which you can actually immigrate to Canada via express entry, then via sponsorship. You could be sponsored by your parents, you could be you could be sponsored by your relative, you could be sponsored by your aunties or uncles. The only thing is that they will show that they can take care of you. The person need to show that he or she is working by providing some documents such as pay slips, utility bills. Of course, if I'm telling you to come over, I should have enough money. If I don't have enough money and I submit what I have, they may deny you. So you can actually go via sponsorship. The third one is through provincial nomination. That was the route I used in immigrating to Canada, through provincial nomination. That one, provincial nomination makes you, provincial nomination is mainly for those that age is no longer on their side. um they are not very learned. When I say no, I'm not saying they not go to school. No, because provincial nomination, when you go through provincial nomination, you will get 600 points. Provincial nomination means a province is actually nominating you to come over. So a province actually told us to come over. That was how me I immigrated to. So they now sent a letter called a nomination letter. It was that letter I then used to apply, and I was given visa. Then the third one is through Quebec. Quebec is a French province, French selected. So if you understand French very well, you can also immigrate to that province. In that case, you should be able to write. IELTS. We have two forms of IELTS. We have the English IELTS. We have the French IELTS. So if you want to go to, you say you want Apple. If you want to go to all those French, Canada, they are dual language, French and English. And so if you want to go via French, you can go to all those. Hey, hello, Grace, you are welcome. So if you want to go via French speaking way, then you can apply as a skilled worker. Maybe you are a French teacher. Maybe you have been working for the past 2 or 3 years. Maybe you did IELTS. You must even do IELTS. It's a requirement. You understand? So maybe you have been working for 3 years as a school teacher, or you are doing something related to French. Just apply. You will be given. One thing with Canada is once your documents are okay, you meet with the requirements. There's no way they will not give you. We needed 67 to get our express to get our ITA. We got 69. 67 was the cutoff point, but we had 69. We got the 67 today. 2 weeks later, they sent us a mail because it is a rule. Once you get 67 and above, you will be qualified to get your ITA. So what are the requirements? Requirements for which one? I've listed express entry, I've listed family sponsorship. I am on provincial nominee now. So for the requirements, I will tell you, let me just run through the rest. I'm on Quebec now. The fifth is Atlantic Immigration Program. I did a video specifically for that one. Atlantic Immigration Program. There are like 4 provinces that do that. I have a video on that, you can check it. You speak French, how fluent are you, Sabik? If you are very fluent and you've been doing something in French line and you can write your IELTS, then you can give it a try. Even if you don't want to settle in Canada, you can just go visit and come back. Just go, because some people, so I hear so many people say I can never, I love this my country. Nobody is saying it that you should not love your country. Anytime, any day, if you check on my videos, I've never castigated my country, because home is home, whether I like it or not. It is that place I will go to, my parents will receive me. Home is home. So I explained that in one of my videos via Atlantic Immigration Program, and we have the New Brunswick, Prince Edward, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, Labrador. So it's a, oh yeah, give us more updates, ma, on the cheaper route to follow. Okay, you guys just want me to just say, so the cheaper route to follow is via temporary work visa or visiting visa. Visiting visa is a temporary work visa. Hope you guys know. Visiting is a temporary visa because it is expected that you want to go and visit and come back. So to me, or for me, is the cheapest of them all. So how do you get that? Is now the next question. You will miss black soup. Shey I told you anytime I enter Nigeria, I will come to your place and eat black soup. But there's no problem. We have African stores here. I've also made black soup since I came here. We have our African stores here, even though yes, they are dry leaves of is true. But sometimes they used to bring some fresh ones. So most times you just like ask with the sellers that when is ugu coming or when is pumpkin coming. So once it arrives, they will call you. Like around me, I have up to like 5 African stores. Hi Joan, please, love Joan, please. Like around me, just if I enter bus now, 12 to 15 minutes, African stores. If I'm coming out of this one, I went to another one. The other day I did is it goat meat, what they call it, that one they use goat meat to cook. They will now put onions. I don't know the name. It's an Igbo food. They will use goat head. Is it Isiewu they call it? Yes, I made it and it was nice. Morning is not going to miss anything. You will miss. You will miss. It's just the way you are feeling. You will miss. Like you will miss your people. You will miss. So then we can also go through caregivers route. Who are caregivers? Like those almost in the health line, but it's not health line. Those that care for the vulnerable. If you can, that one too is another way you can apply that does not require you to have so much money. Just apply, go to their site. Early this year, they had a quota of about 2525 for those that want to take care of adults, for those that want to take care of kids. They just announced it before 2 days. They finish applying. I was even telling people they are taking health people. So you can actually go through care routes. It is also very cheap. Maybe just application fee you pay and the rest, because they won't telling you to come over. Then you can go as a startup visa. Then you can go as self-employed. That self-employed you will need money. Yes, even me, that was how I packed my things. I'm even expecting some things from Nigeria. I'm expecting some foodstuffs. That's how I get my visa. I mean, since I came here, I've been sewing clothes. People have been asking, Joy, where do you get your Ankara from? I get them from Nigeria. If you know your way, you will know how to be like you are still in Nigeria. Since I came here, I've not run short of fabrics. I don't want to use anyhow thing. So rural and northern immigration, this is also another way you can immigrate. This one too does not really require it does not require so much money. This one is you will go online, look for the villages in Canada. Villages in Canada, people don't like to go there. So you will go there, look for jobs in those villages. Is caregiver same as social worker? No. Caregivers is more like social workers. They are the ones that, though in a way they are connected, but social workers are the ones that protect all these children. That's when you hear social worker took this child. But caregivers, they give care. Like when a baby poos, they will clean the baby. So it's a kind of job actually. They have just very little similarity. Then agri food pilots, I've said that one. Then temporary resident to permanent resident. So for agalabri, okay, I'm now going to answer your questions. He said the cheaper route or the cheapest route. He said I have starch. The cheapest route so far for me, as stand to be corrected, is via temporary resident visa or visiting visa. That is what is reigning now. You know why? You can now stay more than 6 months. Normally, if you apply for a visiting visa, you are only given 6 months. That's the max they can give you, and you are expected to come back. But now they've put a law. Will I say a law? There is now a clause that if you go and visit, and along the line you get a job, you can now stay. They've extended work permit to 2025 to 2025. So if you go as a visitor and you get a valid job offer, you start working, you get your work permit, which you can use to apply for your permanent residency. So can you see why that route is the cheapest? The only thing is that you went to visit. Okay, that's not even the cheapest. The cheapest is you applying. Yeah, it's still a visiting visa though. You getting a job from outside of Canada. If you get a job outside of Canada, the employer will pay for your flight, will pay for all your documents and tell you to come. You don't need to pay. So hope hope you are listening. So with that route, you can actually not spend money. Joanne, shey you have heard this particular explanation when I was saying you can actually japa without money. Even if you want to use money, maybe it's your personal stuff, you want to buy food, it's not employer that will buy you food now. But say your flight ticket, take it. In fact, sometimes the employer will tell you to come with your family, because Canada as a country respects family a lot, and that was why they extended spousal visa. Yes, visiting visa is what is reigning now. I did the video 2 videos ago, and I'm going to upload another one this night or tomorrow morning. How you can quickly, get jobs that will take you that way. And you know the way you actually go about it. When you want to visit, don't let it be known to them that you will not come back. That's also another mistake people should some should someone should come and employ me. I learned that it is difficult when one is 30 and above. It is difficult if you are trying to use express entry. If you are 30 and above, it is difficult because the more your age, that was what happened to us. My husband was a principal applicant. Every year that we were in the pool, the points will go down. So the only way we now did it, we then applied for provincial. No, we now went through provincial nominee program. We now told them, we now applied. Then they now gave us nomination letter. So that was what we now added to the points we had in the express entry pool that made us to have our ITA. But if you are going through visiting or through temporary work visa, your age does not really matter, because you are going for a job. But your health should be okay. You should be, at least you want to go and take a job, right? You need to be active. You need to be healthy. So visiting visa is one route you can take to become a permanent resident. What about those above 30? Yes, even if you are 30 years, you can even still go through express entry. How do you do it? You will not look for a way to boost your score. If you are above 30, if you are in the express entry pool and your age is not making you to have good points, the Canadian system uses points. They make use of points. They don't need your money. Even if they ask you for money, they're only trying to see how much you have in your account to show that you can actually take care of yourself when you land. They don't need your money. So even if you tell them I have 10,000 Canadian dollars, you are going to get the point. Above 30 can go, above 40 can go. My friend, I don't want to call his name, is 50. He landed in March. All of us applied together. All of us applied together. He landed in March. He landed Canada this month. If your age is high, is low, and how will I explain it? If your age is high, your points will be low, but there are ways you can boost your points. For example, when you write IELTS, try to make sure that your IELTS point is high. Do you understand? I'm trying to suggest ways that can help you curb your age. So if your IS score is high, it's an addition. And if the IS score is not enough for you, maybe after the points have been added, you can now do French to support it. Doing French gives you additional 50 points. If you do French and add it to support your English language test, it will add to your points. And if that one is not giving you enough points, what else can you use to add? If you get a job offer, it can also add to your points. Then if you go through provincial nominee program, it can also add to your points. So there are many ways you can actually boost your points while waiting for ITA. What is ITA? ITA is invitation to apply. Now let me now explain. In as much as you are trying to get wahala not be small wahala, not be small wahala, but if you are informed, there's no wahala in it. It's not more than what I explained. I will not come here to cajole you. If there's anything I'm saying that is not in line with what they are saying, then call me out. Call me out. I will blame myself, but this is how it is. Okay, the provincial nomination program is a it's how will I put it? It is you getting nomination from a particular province. There are about 13 provinces in Canada. We have Saskatchewan, we have Manitoba, we have Alberta, we have Ontario, we have New Brunswick, we have Nova Scotia, we have Labrador. So if any of these provinces invite you to come over, then they will give you a letter showing that yes, they nominated you, and that letter carries 600 points. So this 600 points has covered for that your age that is bringing your points down. It has covered for the fact that you don't have good results, good job, valid job. It has covered for your low IELTS. So 600 plus maybe you had initial 200 in the express entry pool. Just wait for the next ITA. ITA is usually conducted, I think, every 2 weeks. You just wait for the ITA and you'll be invited. So now, what is express entry pool? Express entry pool is a pool that consists of many candidates. How do I mean? Joanne can be in the pool, Jennifer can be in the pool, Oke can be in the pool. You know, it's not a game of survival of the fittest. And in that pool, all of us knows what took us there. Hope you are understanding. Maybe what took me there now is trying to go through. I want to travel as through trade. Yes, maybe I'm a what kind of trade? Trade. Maybe I'm a carpenter, and I saw that, oh, I can actually become a permanent resident via this trade. Maybe that was what took me to that pool. Maybe you heard that they are taking people that can speak French. Everybody is always in that pool. So when it's time for invitation, is the person that was able to boost his or her score that they will invite first. So let's say for example we are like 200 in the pool. You know what? And in that pool, it doesn't mean we are going to the same province. So maybe you now you are going to Toronto. Me now I went to Saskatchewan. All of us are in that pool. So depending on where we are going and the requirement is what will bring all of us together. So let's assume in that pool I have 800. Another person has 400, another person has 500. When ITA comes, it is those with the highest top ranked people that Canada will invite first. And once you are invited, it's for you to apply for permanent residency. And when you get that ITA, you have 70% chances of becoming a permanent resident. So that's the good thing about applying via express entry, automatic permanent resident. That's why I said you can actually become a permanent resident from outside of Canada, and that was how I became a permanent resident. So now I have my card. I have my permanent resident card, just the way I have BRP card in the UK. There was a time I traveled out of UK. You have to provide that thing. That's your logo. Is that one at your international passport that you'll be showing? And with that my permanent resident card, I can use it to enter some countries. You understand? So very easy. But if you are going through visiting, you have to land there first. You can't get permanent resident. Why? You have to land there, especially when you want to go and pick up a job there. Yes, from outside of country. So you are leaving UK. Ah, yes, I will leave UK one day. I left last year. If you watch my video, people were like, why did you come back? I said, well, I want to enjoy UK life a little. I will leave UK. I just like to explore. Maybe I will from there enter US. I just enjoy touring around. Even this short time I've stayed here, I've visited some cities and I still want to visit. So if you're in Manchester, prepare. I'm coming to Manchester next month. I will just want to go and spend some time in Manchester, and I will do the vlogging. Then from there, I will also enter another city. Don't worry, don't let me review much. I just want to have a taste. When I went to Glasgow, man, Glasgow is the biggest city in Scotland. Glasgow is the biggest city, and we lodged in one hotel that's very high. So I was just like, God. There are some times that you don't even need to eat. You will just be satisfied. You just Joanne, very soon you will come over. So that's all for that express entry. When you're in the pool, you meet so many persons and you will now get your ITA. So if your documents are okay, maybe some people, they used to do wayo. If your documents don't have issue, how possible is it to get a job from outside of Canada? Very possible. Very possible. IT jobs, very possible. After this live, you can check my video on how to get jobs outside of Canada. I explained it. I listed about 7 ways you can get valid job from outside of Canada. But there is one particular thing people don't take note of. It is not all jobs that gives you work permit, because it is actually work permit that makes you to get enjoy. You don't escape. Escape waiting. I have people in Nigeria, whatever. Can you talk about career choices best for the pool? Okay, for now it's more like jobs in demand. If you are into technology, if you are in engineering, if you are a teacher or education line, or you are in the health sector, you are in the trade line. Yes, trade. Do you know welder? Welders now, their jobs are in demand now. You know why their jobs are in demand? Welding job is one job that people don't like to look towards. They used to use poor man eyes to look at people that are welders. They say, abeg. So people will tell you that they don't want to even marry a welder. So because of that, high schools were no longer encouraging welding job, and because of that reason, Canada is now short of welders. So from now till 2028, there are job openings. The job openings for welders will be in place from now, 2023 to 2028. So welders, I'm answering you, Jennifer. The jobs that are in demand now, technology job, if you are a data analyst, if you are in IT, yes, if you are in IT, then carpentry too is in demand if you are trying to go to through targeted express entry. Then trade, if you are into trade, you can go through express entry. You also be in the pool. That was what I was trying to explain. If you have all those things, everybody is in the pool. Everybody, whether you learn carpentry, you will be in the pool. Whether you are a doctor, you will be in that pool. So depending on the ITA that comes, I want to be a carpenter. See, it is in our African countries they used to underrate those people. Let me give you gist. Here, if you want to repair anything, they are the people that once there was a day I didn't know what happened to my sewing machine. No, I didn't know that it was what I could fix. The machine was acting up. I took it to a repairer to just service it. I bought this sewing machine £60. The repairer repaired it £67. See, tears wanted to drop. And I told them, I said, I didn't buy it up to this. I said, but that's how they repair it. That's why they've given me receipt and the rest. They asked me, are you okay? And I need the sewing machine. To buy a new one, they were telling me £150. You see all those low skilled people. I don't know how to put all those handwork people, all those hairstylists, all those cook, all those they are the ones making it here. Another thing that happened, my ring light, the wire cut. So there's this guy that used to come to my place of work. The guys that were friends in my place of work, because I'm a kitchen assistant here. I don't know if you people know. That's the job I do here. I cook in the school. So the guy came and I told the guy that my this thing, if you see the price he gave to me, the next thing he said I should go and get a new one, that nobody will fix it for me that amount. So those are the people really making it. Oh, those are the people making it. Hard work, hard work, hard work. I did not learn how to make hair. Yes, the first place I went to price making of my hair, they told me £80. £80 in naira is about how much? Almost is it 72,000 naira, something like that. So I was like, £80. I just sent for 4 weeks from Nigeria for to add to the plenty wigs I have. I say, eh? So I will just be working to make my hair. That's why I really appreciate this clothes I'm sewing. I told you somebody brought a cloth for me. You know how much I charge the person, because it's not easy to get those things here. So those that have hard works, check their site for the trades that are currently selling. Use it to apply and be in the pool. You will be invited, I tell you, except village people have entered. But the truth is, if you follow their step and they did not invite you, you have the right to write to them that I met with the requirement, I did this and did that. Why? That is if you know that you are on your right. Oh. But if you are not on your right, please, don't, so they will not ban you. Can we get the link to the site? Okay, I'll be dropping it. Okay, I have my phone here. I'll be dropping it in the comment section for you to apply. Yeah. Then so visiting visa is the reigning thing now. So the job in demand, as I've said, even cooks are in demand at the moment. There are many jobs in demand now because Canada is always having shortage of laborers. They have shortage. Even a warehouse worker, they are short of it. If you can be doing warehouse work, jack of all trades. Most people are DIYs here. Most people, because by the time they consider, hey, I want to go and do this, like my children's hair, it's my husband that cut their hair. Initially it was not fine, but later it became fine by force. You understand? I'll be dropping the link to how to apply. So okay, hope I've answered your question. You were looking for a cheaper route. Cheaper route is for you to get work outside of Canada. Okay, that reminds me where to apply for the jobs. I will tell you. Let me just say I can send the link, or maybe I can drop it on my chats after now. Okay, I've sent the link. I'm dropping it right away. Expense entry is expensive because of the proof of fund. Very correct. Jennifer, your proof of fund is dependent on how many persons you are traveling with. The larger the family, the more the money you will use. And you know what? Nobody's collecting that money for you, from you. You just want to show to them that you have the money. So some people should get that right. They think study route, yes, you can also go by. In fact, study route is a temporary visa that can become a permanent visa. Yes, on this channel I listed 10 cheap universities, very cheap, even cheaper than UK universities, that you can apply to. And one thing about study route is that you can work for 40 hours. In UK, students are only permitted to work 20 hours. Tell me how you want to feed yourself with 20 hours per week. So study route is also good because you will use it to get extra certificate and you still become permanent resident. And currently, if you are a student in Canada, you can also bring your family members. And if your family members are more than 18 years, they can all work. So you really have nothing to lose. Study route is also a very good route, and I can classify it under temporary visa. So Jennifer, if you are single, your proof of fund, because it was reviewed April this year, proof of fund was reviewed this year. So if you are one person trying to immigrate, in naira is about 6 to 9 is it 6 to 9 million or 5 to 8 million naira. Joy, are you in Ontario? uh I'm in UK at the moment, but I am a permanent resident of Saskatchewan. I'm in Saskatchewan by how will I explain it? I'm a permanent resident of Canada and I was invited by Saskatchewan province. Thanks for joining my life. Is it all the routes to Canada that requires proof of fund? Look, man, no. No, no. Not all the routes require proof of fund. If you are going as a work, if you are using a work visa, that's I'm just rounding it up. Oh, that is if you are going through express entry, that's when you will put that money in your account. It's not even up to 7 million. It's not even up to 8 million. I just estimated it. Tech, tech can, yes, tech job is good. So look, man, it's not all the routes that requires proof of fund. If you want to go through work routes, you don't need proof of fund. It's your employer that will take care of all your expenses. But if you are applying to the job, you need to know the status of your employer. There's what we call LMIA, Labor Market Impact Assessment. If your employer doesn't have LMIA, you will not be able to get work permit. Please guys, I will be releasing a video on how to know if the employer you are trying that is trying to employ you has LMIA. I have done the video. I will upload it latest tomorrow. So when you are applying for job, try to check the status, because if you go and if an employer that does not have LMIA employs you, you won't get work permit, meaning they can send you back. They can deport you at any time. So what is LMIA? LMIA is a document the government of Canada issues to employer that enables them to employ foreign workers. These foreign workers are employed because there are no persons in Canada to take up the job. Know that some jobs some people don't like to do, like me I don't like hair work. I don't like hair work because I don't know why I don't like hair, but give me any other job I will do. So there are some jobs people don't like to do. So if nobody is picking up that job from Canada, then employers will now accept people from outside of Canada to come and take the job. But the employer needs to be registered, or the employer needs to have LMIA to be able to employ you. Most of them don't have it, but they will still employ you. They will not use your head. At the end of the day, no one permits for you. Do you understand? And any job asking you, or any employer asking you to pay money for any job, is a scam. The government of Canada is against it. If you are applying for jobs from outside of Canada via job bank, because that's the site that Canada government gave to people that want to apply for jobs. Maybe after now, check it on your website, Canada Job Bank. That is where you can apply for jobs out from outside of Canada. If an employer is telling you to pay so amount of money to get a job, run o. It is actually free. That's the issue most people are having now in the UK. They are paying for COS, they are doing for this and that. Most of them are fraud. I learned a family was deported from port of entry because they did fake COS. A real employer that needs you to come over will pay for all your traveling expenses. Canada what? Job bank. Okay, now let me list ways you can actually get job from outside of Canada. But before then, have a good cover letter, have a good resume. So let me list like 4 or 5. One, through Canada Job Bank. Really? You went to buy second-hand clothes. So first is through Canada Job Bank. Please, can you explain this Nova Scotia nursing registration? Does it mean that after the registration you automatically qualify for your visa? Nursing registration, there are some trainings you will do. Please check out the video on how to obtain your license. Yes, I have that video. There are some, because this nursing is a professional job. You know, there are some jobs that are professional jobs. I'll be rounding off soon. Maybe I will have another live session where I will explain all these things better. I think I'll be going live more so that people can actually be asking questions. There are some professional jobs that require you to do license, e.g. engineering. If you don't do license, you cannot use it to apply for your nomination or for your provisional nomination, because for you to become an engineer in Canada, you need to be licensed. My husband is licensed because he's an engineer. I'm also an engineer. I'm also working on my license. I'm waiting for them to give me my license so that you can practice. But most people, they don't need the license. They just want to use the license to apply for provisional nomination, so they will just get it and dump it. You understand? So for the Nova Scotia, there is a body in Nova Scotia that conducts license this thing. You need to do it before you can now apply for your visa. Look, man, hope I explained it. Hope you understood what I explained. So there are many ways, just that most people are not informed. So one, through Job Bank. Two, through Indeed Canada. We have Indeed UK. We also have Indeed Canada. You can apply for job through Job Bank, Indeed Canada, LinkedIn. Through browser, normal Google, you can type Google jobs in Canada. Through friends, you can have friends in Canada that will tell you, Joanne, oh, there's a job here, oh, my employer said there's nobody taking the job, are you interested? You can also get from relative, from friends. I have that video, very detailed. And I also in that video I brought out some agencies that you can apply to, that are genuine. You know, agencies too, you can also apply through agencies. He said, because my wife is a registered nurse in Nigeria, over 15 years of experience with government hospital. Please, how can we go about our immigration journey? Very easy now. In fact, don't even use Nova Scotia. Use this targeted express entry. They need nurse. They need a nurse via this targeted express entry. How will I share you the requirements now? Please give it a WhatsApp number so we can contact. On my profile, you can see my Facebook page. Inbox me. I will reply you. So guys, if I can have your email, check on my YouTube channel, check my about. You will see my details there. Preferably my Facebook inbox. You can email me there. You can inbox me there. I will reply you. So guys, although I'm not able to finish all this, but I would, maybe subsequent times I'll be coming live to do all these things, because a lot of people need to japa and they don't know much about all these things. Look, man, just check my profile. You will see my Facebook page. I will receive it and I will reply you. So let me just see if I can add one more or two. So again, another way you can immigrate is through, if anything is threatening you in the country, in your home country, you can seek asylum. As easy as that. If there is every evidence to back everything. I wanted to know if it was your size. You people are just gisting there. Canada, I receive. Amen. So if you can actually write to government of Canada, maybe if you're that time there was bomb blast and this thing, so people use that avenue to relocate. If it's a threat to your life, you can just write to the government of Canada. Hey, see what is happening to me. You put evidence and everything. If they consider you, if they look into your matter and it's genuine, they can tell you to come over and you become a permanent resident. If that's what you want to use and they see it as a threat, Jennifer, I'm referring to you. You can do it if that's what say. My agent was charging me $500. Please don't use agent. Of all these things I've explained, now is there anything difficult here? I will share my experience how I was scammed. I will do that video. I'm looking for a very good time. That was why I started this content, so that many people will be informed. Don't use agents. See how I go about my things when my kids are sleeping. I wake up at night, study it, study. Oh, submit this, submit that. Okay, you can do this thing yourself. I told you when my application was delayed, I wrote to them. Normally that should be the work of my agent, but he didn't do it. How do I seek asylum? When you are facing, will I say, challenges, when your own country is not giving you peace. Maybe armed robbers came to rob you. I'm just citing example. Something that when people hear your story, they will want to, that kind of a story. You can use that one to japa. So I don't advise anybody to use agent. Do it yourself. That is why I keep saying it. I don't collect money from anybody, and nobody can say, but willingly, if I have the idea, I will be of help. Oh, like all my friends, oh, you want to do this, okay, bring this document. And before I said, most of those my friends, some are from is it Syria alone, they got to Canada before me that hey, you see, such is life. So there are many ways. You can also use francophone. I've said it. If you're a French person, you can use it to immigrate. Agri pilot. In fact, so far we have about, say, 14 to 15 ways you can japa to Canada. So for Lookman, for that headline, I will give you a very good suggestion. Don't go through express entry. Don't go. Since your wife has 15 years, oh my goodness, what else do they need? 15 years is a whole lot. So you just apply. I'll send you the requirements later. It's easy. It's very easy. It's very, very easy. Even this UK I came to, I didn't use one agent. It was just one night, me and my husband woke up. Okay, let's apply. When we were applying, it was looking as if we were not doing the right thing. Till visa land. I said when visa landed my hand, it was like a dream, because I was not even in Port Harcourt. I was in Benin. My children were playing, delivery man just came. It was like, I was telling my husband, I said, so somebody can even sit down and apply and do it. On that, I got my visa in less than 3 weeks. In less than 3 weeks, my visa came. So this thing, do it yourself. Using an agent will put you under pressure. The only thing is that if you are doing it yourself, try to join some groups, maybe WhatsApp group or Telegram groups where they do something similar. So you can ask me, I want to follow backyard enter Canada. Why backyard when the front is easy? You go enter from backyard now, they will send you back. And once they send you back, they will ban you for like 2 years. They will ban you for like 2 years. Use the front, my sister. So you're a citizen of two countries. No, I'm a permanent resident of Canada, and I am a temporary resident of UK. We still need IELTS for the work route. Work route. Let me check. Yes, you will need IELTS, except your employer says otherwise. You're actually applying through work, so if your employer says otherwise, no problem, but ideally you will do IELTS because they need to test your language. If you can communicate in English, they will lick they will kick you out. So there are many ways. Please, is there any way that whatever I've explained, even though I try to rush it, this thing, and maybe next time I will just explain one route and explain it thoroughly. Nova Scotia, they are looking for people. Yes, Nova Scotia is also another good place. And if you are thinking of a province that is very affordable to live, Saskatchewan, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, just the way I'm in UK now, Aberdeen is one of the cheapest places you can stay. Aberdeen, Belfast, Bristol. Aberdeen here, 2-bedroom flat is still, we can still get 2-bedroom flat of about 500, 550. If you go to London, it's about 1213. I heard people are leaving Canada. Getting their citizenship. Yes, if you stay in Canada for 3 years straight as a permanent resident, you will get your citizenship. You will get your citizenship if you stay for straight 3 years. 3 years. I heard the provinces are really cold. Saskatchewan is one of the coldest provinces, but it's human beings that are staying there. The time I went last year, heat wanted to finish me. It was summer. It was really, thank God I went with my sunscreen. My children had heat rashes. But Aberdeen here is cold. Like sometimes we record -8 here. -8. So I think here is preparing me for Canada. It's cold, but we will cope. It's now I can now wear open clothes. Before now, you see me on turtleneck. But the weather, we are getting to summer, so everything is getting, better. If you want to leave Canada after citizenship, good and fine, provided you have your citizenship. That's the koko. If you want to leave, everybody cannot stay in Canada. They did not tie anybody. When I left Canada, people were surprised. Joe, why did you leave Canada? I said I want to leave. I want to leave. I want to leave. Omo, make I go find money. Okay, so I heard, is it possible for those with refugee status in France get work permit? I'm only sure of Ukraine. Ukraine has been having issue, but I don't know of France. I don't know for France. But as a French-speaking country, you may have leverage. Yeah. Yes. Refugee status in France. I doubt it. But if it's Ukraine, yes, you can. But if you understand French, I will advise you to maybe go back to your home country, then apply through francophone routes and go. It's just a genuine way you can apply. So guys, hope you enjoyed this live. We'll keep doing it often so that I'll answer so many persons' questions. I'm always here for you guys. I'm always here. I will be doing this often. And if you have any question, please put everything in the live session. Put them in the comment section. I'll be replying them one after the other. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, because it's only when you subscribe and you turn on your notification bell, you'll be seeing my videos. I actually post videos on this channel at least once in a week, if not twice. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video. This video I'm doing now, like it, share it, subscribe to this channel so that we can, the more the merrier, according to one of my friends. So please subscribe, like, and comment on this video. I promise to bring you more updates. So watch out for this next video I'll be uploading either this night or tomorrow, so that you can know the jobs you can actually apply through to get your work visa. And at the end of the day, you will use it to get your permanent residence visa. If you enjoyed this video, just give me thumbs up emoji. Love you guys. Me, I'm leaving this night before 8. Love you guys. Thanks for joining my live. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you guys. You are too much. Thank you. Please subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.